welcome to the Life West Communications Club podcast. It's a student-run podcast here at the Bellevue campus. And today we have a great episode with Ray Kershner, who's a fellow student here with me. And he's actually in the quarter ahead of me in the Trailblazer quarter, I believe is what you guys call yourself, right, Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we just opened up Bellevue. It's been almost 2 years now, and you guys were the first class in. And so actually we're the two oldest students here, I think.
Yeah, the school, yeah.
So it's actually been pretty fun because we have people of all backgrounds, and some people have had complete careers basically before this. And one of those people is you, and you were a massage therapist before this, right?
That is correct. Yeah, from 01 till started school here. Our quarter started October, was it 4th or October 1st of 23.
Yeah, that's going fast, isn't it?
It's going very fast.
Yeah. Okay, so let's just start with what brought you here. What made you do that change, later in your life and everything?
Well, when I was, a massage therapist, one of my closest friends from high school, Nick, he was having lower back problems. And when I'd go back to Hastings, where I'm from, but I worked in Omaha, I'd work on him and, massage him. And it would last probably about maybe 2-3 days, and then he'd go back to hurting. And after a couple times of me working on him, I was like, you should go to a chiropractor, don't go to your general practitioner, go to a chiropractor, someone who specializes in that area. And he did, and he called me that day after the adjustment, and he goes, Ray, I'm pain free. I'm like, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to help my friends, help people like that.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So then, so after that, you also had experience. You have teamed up the chiropractors, right? When you were a massage therapist, you partnered with, or at least referred out to other chiropractors, obviously that one time. Mm-hmm. But didn't you also lease some space or something from a local chiropractor here in Omaha?
Yeah. Because after, with my experience with my friend Nick and stuff, and then I contacted Dr. Feynman, who I met prior to that, and we, talked about it, and we started to barter with each other. I referred my clients to him, and he referred his patients to me, and that worked out great. And that was, since I think it was 03, 04, we started doing that. And then up until I started school here, that's when we, obviously stopped. But yeah, it was great. And then I needed a place to work, or find a new area to work from. He didn't have the space, so then I found out a local guy. I always mess his name up, Dr. Monty Hines.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. He's also a professor here. Turns out he started working here. So I leased a room from him and stuff, because I wanted to be in that area, that environment, be with a chiropractor and stuff, so we can, trade back and forth. And also I told him ahead of time when I went in for an interview and asked him about the lease in the room and stuff. I was up front and I was like, hey, I'm also bartering with Dr. Feynman. Is that going to be a problem? Because my clients will be coming into here, and I'm going to refer them to a different chiropractor. And he said no, because he gets like, I want everybody to have chiropractic treatment. But if it's not me, it's someone else. I want everybody to have it. And I was like, rock on. So that's a great open mind.
Yeah, and you know what? That says a lot about. I've met several chiropractors that I have no doubt would do the same. Mm-hmm. It's been a pretty cool community to get into, mm-hmm. And yeah, that's great. So do you think that bartering, and do you think that's common between massage therapists and chiropractors, or?
Yeah, it's not super common. I haven't found that a lot, but yeah, it's common. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because there's also some massage therapists who I barter with, I trade with, that, we trade services.
Yeah.
Barter that way and stuff, and yeah.
Okay.
And that was one of my agreements with Dr. Feynman. I'd work on him and his family, him and his wife, and then his whole staff.
Okay.
And stuff, and then of course I could go in whenever I felt or whenever I needed.
Yeah.
To get adjusted. Mm-hmm.
All right. And so, so then you were doing that, and I think we've talked about this before, where basically you wanted to learn how to treat the whole body. So
correct.
Not just the software, but the hardware, if you want to say it that
way.
Right?
That's one way of putting it. Yes.
So, and that's basically what made the decision to come here to school, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
after my friend Nick, after I worked on him, and worked on his back and his hips and everything like that, and because he had lower back problems and stuff, but then when he actually got adjusted and put back into alignment properly, I was like, wow, okay, so I want to be able to do that too. So let's work with the whole body and not just the soft tissue.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Before we move off of the massage therapy, while you were a massage therapist, do you have any kind of communications with patients and stuff that you think that maybe the fellow students here or other people watching or listening would appreciate, either if it's funny or just something that you noticed, let's see, communicating with customers or clients that we should have a heads up on?
Yeah, there's quite a few things. One thing that come to mind, for personal experience and talking with some of my past clients, is that for sure, massage therapy and chiropractic do go hand in hand. And what I've experienced personally and some of my clients is that it seemed to work better if you get a massage first and then try to get adjusted the same day at least, after the massage or the next day. That way your muscles are all loosened up, the adjustment's going to go easier, and the adjustment's going to last longer. Because think about if you have tight muscles and you try to go get adjusted, it can be harder for that practitioner, the chiropractor, to adjustment, especially in those really tight areas, the junctions, your cervical and your thoracic.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, think about that. If you're all loosened up there, your traps and your levator scapula and all that kind of stuff, boom, it's going to adjust a lot easier, and it's going to last longer. Because then if you have tight muscles and get adjusted, those tight muscles are going to pull you out of alignment again.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it just made me think too of, I know fairly recently there are some surgeons who have started bringing in chiropractors and massage therapists to work on the patients before they go into surgery. Mm-hmm. And then their tissue is more at ease, it's softer, it's easier to get through. Mm-hmm. And then that way it actually allows the surgeon to get in there with less damage, and then they're able to recover faster. And I thought that was really cool. So
that is really cool.
Yeah, multiple applications there.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
I can say, and some other, we kind of talked about it today in emergency care and stuff about when clients or patients will come in and stuff, and if they have certain signs of if they're kind of maybe distraught or angry or have signs of depression and stuff, watch for that. And also too, that's really good to know and stuff, and how to handle that. Mm-hmm. That's another, how to approach it. Don't push it, but just say, hey, are you okay? Just check, just ask them, and leave open-ended questions, so that allows them to open up a little more. You can find out exactly what's going on, and then you can either help them in the right direction or help them find the right people to be in contact with to help them out.
Yeah.
So that's really neat too, to know that.
Definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then you're right now in your emergency care, right, class?
Yes.
That's okay.
Yep. So that was pretty neat.
Nice.
And it does go hand in hand because we're going to be working with the public, taking care of them, and we're going to have all different types of people. Some people are happy-go-lucky, some are a little more under higher stress and things like that.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and so another thing that you've been interested in, and I know I am, but you definitely are more so probably, is doing animal chiropractic.
Yes.
So are you still planning on doing that?
I am, yes. I plan to attend the school down in Kansas, and also want to do equine, anywhere from horses, dogs, cats, animals, and the best, I heard it, Dr. Oberstein say, anything with the spine. He'll treat anything with the spine. And I go, that's a great attitude.
Yeah,
that's a great
definitely
way of looking at it, and he even told me that he adjusted a snake using an activator. So, well, think about it. A snake's just a skull with its spine.
It's a long spine, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I want to learn it all. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
Because, and I want to do some pro bono work in animal shelters, maybe like once or twice a month. Because think about it. A really cute dog is cranky, but no one's gonna want to adopt a cranky dog.
Yeah.
But if because dogs can't go, oh, I hurt right here. They can't point to where they hurt. Well, if they're out of alignment or something, what if their hips hurt or something like that?
Yep.
If I can able to help them get back in alignment and feel better, that they have a better attitude, more happy um, disposition and stuff. And
Yeah.
they'll get adopted faster then too.
Well, and then you kind of have the butterfly effect there too, because by making that pet happy, that makes the person who ends up getting that pet happy too, right?
Mhm.
Because it's fulfilling a need in their life.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
well, that's awesome. So, how are you planning? Are you planning on doing like a they could walk in any time, or appointment based, or like half of your time spent on humans, half on animal chiropractic, or
I thought about that. I definitely want to have it where it's easy to get in, but I encourage appointments, especially for animals, because we don't want to. I want to have like a waiting room full of animals that may not get along.
yeah,
And I thought about I want to have like a big enough clinic where I can have two entrances, one for humans and one for humans with their animals.
Yeah.
Because some people are allergic to cats, some people are allergic to dogs, and that also goes with treatment rooms. I'm going to have two treatment rooms, one strictly for animals, one strictly for humans. And I'd like to have a doorway between the two and a wash sink, so I can wash my hands after I get done treating the dog and then go back to humans. So
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that and just how I can get it set up.
that sounds awesome. Yeah, I'll be excited to see it. Hopefully, I can stop by when you have that all
Anytime,
set up.
Shan. We better stay in contact with each other.
Oh, we will. Okay, so with all of your experience, is there anything that you from school so far, or anything that has surprised you so far, or is pretty much everything that you've learned kind of what you expected, and when it comes to patient care, you haven't really come across anything that you didn't see before?
Yeah, some of it, you, as a massage therapist, you don't ask certain questions of, for example, do you have cervical facet syndrome, nothing like that. And as something
Yeah.
I learned going through here, and of course you have the thoracic, facet syndromes and things like that. Kind of things like that. They never taught us about asking about certain things like that. So I
Okay.
found that interesting and stuff, and yeah, and it's been pretty interesting because and think about it when I started massage therapy until I started here, it was always in the mindset, don't put any pressure on the spine, don't touch the spine, stay away from the spine, except for on the spinal erector muscles.
Okay,
Right?
yeah.
So now, what are we doing here? Hands on the spine all the darn time.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
So it's different. So it's a different outlook, it's a different way of looking at it. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, the one I guess we also do a lot of radiology.
Mm-hmm.
I know I've already taken a couple classes. You guys are in another class this quarter, right? This is like
Yeah,
your
we're
third-
in three. Yeah, we're
three,
trauma.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like fractures and things like that. Those I find it very interesting on the fractures and things like that, and so that's
Yeah.
pretty neat.
It is pretty neat.
Mhm.
It's pretty crazy. All the different things you can see just from an X-ray, and then of course MRI and CT are a different level.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah.
All right.
And also they also taught us, we taught you too, and about how to look for fractures using a tuning fork,
Yeah.
ENT,
Yep.
and stuff. And that's really cool and stuff. And a lot of my clients that I've, were marathon runners and stuff, and look what they put their body through, especially their feet, their knees, and things like that.
Yeah.
That'd be really interesting because I still, when I graduate and open up an office, I want to do both still, and that'd be interesting to actually take a tuning fork to someone's calcaneus and stuff, and someone's lateral and medial, their ankle bones and things like that.
Yeah. Well, and then with animals too.
Yeah,
I think that
exactly.
would be a great way to do that with animals as well.
Yeah, and of course then it'll save you radiology fees and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they can be expensive, but then if you don't need an X-ray, then if you can find a different way about going to find out what's going on, then why not?
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So to wrap things up, do you have any funny stories or anything? Patients, or even from school? I mean, you're in school.
There's some funny sayings that I shouldn't say that I heard from Hope. Our broadcast. She has some of the funniest sayings I love. They always crack me up. As in practice-wise with the clients and stuff, I find it funny that some of them are like just get so relaxed, they're kind of comatose and stuff. They're in, just a daze that they're so relaxed that they fart on the table and it shakes them, and then they get all embarrassed. And so I think it's funny. I tell them, don't worry about it. It happens.
Yeah.
It's part of life. I don't care who you are, you're going to fart. It's funny. Or some, one of my clients, I always laugh at him too. I mean, I'm standing there with the door open, to the treatment room, and he's standing there talking, telling me what's wrong and where it's hurting and everything, and he's already getting undressed. I'm like, okay, we're not in a locker room, just, hold on, let me leave the room, give you some privacy.
Hey, you make him feel comfortable. That's
yeah,
good.
yeah, he's excited and he's comfortable, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. All right, well, thanks for coming on, Ray. This has been
anytime.
great.
Thanks for having me. I
yeah, maybe we
appreciate
could do this again. So
For sure. Thanks.
All right, thank you, everyone.